Hello, I'm Mr. Fontenot. Welcome to my YouTube page, Mr. Fontenot 1111. Please like, share, and subscribe. In this video, I'll be calculating the values for a DC parallel circuit from the Chapter 7 Math handout, problem number 6. My known values will be taken from the Chapter 7 Math handout. So I look at my handout here, and I can tell that number 6 is a random unknown because it does not give me the value of all of the resistors. So I'll take my known values from this sheet and fill in the blanks on the worksheet here. Alright, so we were given 120 volts. We were given several currents, but that's it. Now, right now, I could multiply 120 volts. No, I would take 120 volts divided by 160 milliamps, and that would give me a resistance value. Let's go ahead and do that. So we got 120 volts over 160 milliamps. And this should give me the value of RT, 750 ohms. All right, I can't do this one. I don't have 203. Okay, but if I remember my formula sheet well, and I remember that voltage stays the same in parallel, I would understand that all I have to do is uncover these. Now we've got volts all the way down. So let's see, let's solve for R1. We're going to take the 120 volts divided by 8 milliamps. So let me change this up here to 8 milliamps. From 160, we're going to go down to 8. And that is this voltage divided by this current. I'm looking for resistance, and here it is right here. Cover up the R, and you see that it's V divided by A. I'm sorry, V divided by I. So we put that in our calculator, we hit equals, we hit engineering, and R1 is a 15 k ohm resistor. R2, 120 volts over 12 milliamps. I'll change this to milliamps. I'm sorry, I will change this to the proper milliamps. 120 volts, and we have 8 times 10 to the third, that's 8 milliamps. Okay, no, I need to do 12 milliamps. We already did the 8 milliamps. And that gives me 10 k ohms for R2. So the way that I can find I3 is by subtracting I1, I2, and I4 from IT. So if I subtract those three values from IT, it will give me the value of I3. So we're going to take our 160 minus open parentheses. What do we got here? We got 8 milliamps. So we're just going to use the numbers without metric prefix. So I dropped the metric prefix off the 160. So now I'm going to drop the metric prefix off of these ones I'm adding together. So here I've got 8 plus 12 plus 60, close parentheses, 160 minus 8, 12, and 60. It equals, and that gives me, it should be 80 milliamps, and it is. All right, to find the value of R3, I'm going to look here, cover up the R with your finger, and it's V over I. So I'm going to take the 120 volts divided by 80 milliamps to get R3. So I got 120 divided by 80 milliamps. Definitely have to use the metric prefix in a situation like this. And the answer is 1.5K ohm. Next one is 120 divided into 60 milliamps. So I'll go here, I'll change this 8 to a 6. All right, I've got 60 milliamps, and up top I'm going to have 120 volts. 120 volts divided by 60 times 10 to the negative third milliamps. We've covered it up, and we got the V over the I. So equals, and it looks like it's going to be a 2K ohm resistor. All right, now we'll do our powers. PT is equal to IT times VT. So I'm going to put my voltage in there, 120 times 160 milliamps. Gives us our PT of 19.2 watts. P1 is equal to 8 milliamps. So we will change this 160 to an 8. It equals, in engineering, 960 milliwatts. P2, 12 milliamps times 120 ohms. So let's change this from an 8 to a 12. Milliamps right here. We'll put that in. 120 times 12 times 10 to the negative third equals 1.44. Next up is P3, 80 milliamps times the 120. Go up here, change this to 80. It equals 9.6 watts. 9.6. Better stay in your place. Okay, finally P4 is equal to I4 times V4. So we take the 60 milliamps times the 120 volts. Really not very much current. It's a very small amount of current. 7.2 watts. P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 should add up to 19.2 watts. And then you can multiply 160 times 120 and also check if I got the same answer both ways. That's the way to really do your homework. All right, now that we've done all of our calculations, we can see our values that we would be asked for on the Chapter 7 math handout answer sheet assignment on your Canvas page under the Chapter 7 module. And these are the numbers that you'll need to provide. Thank you.